Hi, it's Mr. Olivier. How's it going? This is the weekend update of what happened over Friday, Saturday, and a little bit of Sunday morning. As you can tell, I have unbraided my hair because I'm not going to see my hairdresser for some time, and if I'm going to look dusty, I might as well go all the way. To begin, numbers. Coronavirus worldwide has reached over 680,000 cases with over 32,000 deaths and a recovery of 146,000 plus. So that is a good side. We have more recovery than deaths worldwide. Another weird good side, America is number one. America is currently number one with over 120,000 cases. We beat China officially on Friday, and also Italy. And Italy is number one with deaths with over 10,000. America is staying at number 6 with a little over 2,200. In other news, Congress has passed the $2.2 trillion stimulus package deal. What I want to bring up really quickly is, quite frankly, the unprecedented. I watched the debate, right, of the bill, of the bill being passed, whether it should be passed or not. And the amount of times that I heard it within only a 20-minute time frame was a lot. It was a lot. Let me just show you how many times I heard the word unprecedented in the 20-minute time frame that I watched the debate for.
And unprecedented ways.
This is an unprecedented moment for this country. And
this legislation takes major steps to support American workers and families during this unprecedented time.
I rise to support this unprecedented emergency relief for the American people.
Over 130,000 Illinoisans have lost their jobs. This is unprecedented.
$2 trillion CARES Act is comprehensive and absolutely needed. It provides unprecedented support for taxpayers.
While this bill is far from perfect and the price tag is sobering, I believe we are in an unprecedented battle, and it is imperative we win this war.
So the amount of they said the word unprecedented was literally unprecedented. It was just a lot. It was a lot of time they kept saying. I thought that was kind of weird and also a little bit funny. There was one congressman during this time that asked a really good question about the stimulus package bill, right? He asked simply, how are we going to pay for this? And that was something I think that's something we discuss about, right? If Congress plans to spend this money, where is this money coming from? Which is a good argument. I want you to see a segment really quickly.
I had a couple ideas I'd like to offer as amendments to this bill, but this is a closed process. 435 members of Congress can't even offer amendments. That's not the way we're supposed to make legislation, especially one that spends $2 trillion. There are parts of this bill that's also unrelated to the coronavirus. $1 billion for Amtrak, money for National Public Radio and the arts. But what we're not talking about is how we're going to pay for this. $2 trillion. We all agree about spending $2 trillion, but how do you pay for it? We're going to borrow it from China? We're going to borrow it from Russia? We're just going to print the money and devalue our current currency? That's not being talked about. The interest on the national debt every year is already about $500 billion every year going forward. We could use that money to pay for epidemics like this and fund our troops. So going forward, we need to talk about balancing our budget and paying for things. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back, balance my time.
Which is, like I said, a pretty good argument in case in point. The question is whether or not just being where we're going to get the money from. I think it's quite fair to ask. So we have two more segments. One showing a congressman from New York expressing how it is criminal. And I want to state how criminal it is for him to say criminal so many times.
Gentleman from New York is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of the CARES Act. Mr. Speaker, it would be criminal not to support billions of dollars for our hospitals and healthcare workers. It will be criminal not to support billions of dollars for our small businesses that will struggle. It will be criminal not to support help for working families, $1,200 for individuals, $500 for child. But it is also criminal to leave out immigrants. They clean our houses, take care of our children and our elderly. It's also criminal to shortchange New York, which has become the epicenter of this epidemic. The delay of ventilators and PPEs has also been criminal. Remember, all of you, New York
time
is your future.
And then finally, I think one of the best things about this entire 20-minute segment I had shown you so far is that there's one congressman who seems like a total frat boy. And if you don't know what a frat boy is someone who is in a fraternity. And the way he believes in America is very American. I'll say that much. It is very American.
Mr. Speaker, I would rather die than see my country stumble or fall. And by God, I mean that, and I don't think I'm the only one in this body that feels this way. And I have worried that as a result of a virus that was born in a disgusting market in Wuhan, China, that was hidden from the world, that our country may stumble. But I can tell you that that worry has subsided quickly for me as I looked around my own community and realized again that Americans are a salty group of tough SOBs that are defeated by absolutely nothing. And this isn't going to defeat us either. There's parts of this bill that I don't like, but I am proud that when Americans wake up tomorrow, they're going to continue to know that we wake up here not as victims, but as people with a greater opportunity than anybody across the world. 50 stars, 13 red and white stripes. We get to decide for ourselves if today is better than yesterday, this week is better than next week, this year, this month is better than last month, and next year, and so on. Nobody else gets to decide that for us. That hasn't changed, and it will never change. I yield back.
So those are some of the highlights of the debate that I had watched. Again, I only watched 20 minutes. The entire thing is over 4 hours long. You could watch it down below. In terms of the news of Corona, that is all I essentially have. It is essentially the Corona numbers, the bill that was being passed, and then the debate that was being stated by Congress. Now, in other news, so a little bit of sprinkle a little bit of goodness in here. Sprinkle a little bit of goodness, because we need a little bit of goodness right now. In Stockholm, there is a new bridge being built. It took 5 years to build. It is now being officially put in this week, or rather on Friday, and it'll be there for 120 years. So, a little bit good news. And some other good news, there was a record number of baby bears being born in the Skansen Open Air Museum. A total of 5 bears were being born. Links to the news outlets will be down below if you want to read about either a bridge being built or baby bears being born. Another good news is the fact that, well, this is officially spring. This is the week of spring. If you are able to go outside, you see that there's some cherry trees blossoming. So, also some good news. So, warmer weather. Hopefully we'll be able to go outside. Not soon, because I don't want to see y'all faces. Not faces. I'm not ready. I'm getting used to this social distancing thing. It's not me. It's you. In non-corona related news, there is a robot playing the cello. Here's a video. There's a link. You can click on it. It only takes about a minute and a half to watch. Very short segment. It's all about technology. Enjoy yourselves. That's it. I have nothing else. I have nothing else to add. Nothing else to really state. This is Mr. Olivier with your weekend update. I'll see you Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Oh dear Lord Jesus. So this is Mr. Olivier. I am done. All right. Have a good day.